Today on the podcast, I'm joined by someone who has built a name and a business in one of the most competitive real estate markets in the world. Yasmine Benchakroun is a trusted name in Dubai real estate. And today, we're diving into her journey, the market as she sees it now, and in the future. This is a conversation packed with real insight on Dubai real estate. Let's get into it. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. For having me.
Yeah, I've been fascinated by your story ever since I met you. What was it? It's some developer event, wasn't it, on the Palm Jumeirah?
Yes.
And you came up to me and asked me to do a podcast or something. I can't remember what it was, but there we go. And I just so here you are. You're a woman in this business, the real estate business. Where are you from? How did the journey? How did you get to Dubai?
Okay, thank you so much for having me first. And the way I met you is because I was following you on social media. I've seen some of your videos. And since I am 3 years in this industry, I don't see myself as a pro in the industry. So when I saw you, I said, I need to meet him. I need to know, maybe we can share knowledge. I maybe like someone who's a mentor. That's how I saw it, So I came up to you and I was like, hi, I see you. Can we do some podcasts together? Can we speak about real estate and all of that? And which we did. And you came to my on my podcast. And so it's really nice to meet you, and I really also want to know more about you and your journey. You did explain to me a little bit about your journey coming here, but now I guess it's my turn.
Yes.
So in how I came to Dubai or how I came to real estate?
What brought you to Dubai? Where are you from? I don't even know where you're from.
Okay, so I was born and raised in New York.
Okay.
But we were back and forth to Morocco. My parents are Moroccan, so I am Moroccan. And growing up, it was a little bit in Morocco, a little bit in the US, a little bit in Morocco, and I also love to travel. So I traveled within the US. I lived in New York. I lived in Florida. So it was different places. Then during my studies, I stopped 2 years. So I was in China, I was in Mexico. Then I finished my studies in London, in University of Westminster, and then COVID happened. So when COVID happened, the only place that was open and I saw it had a vision was Dubai. And Dubai is for me, it's like this dream that comes true, especially that's me coming from a cultural background and American uprising, there's a mix of both. There's a mix of both, not culture, but mix of both. How do I say it?
It's the Western and the Islamic side, the Muslim
yes,
side,
yeah,
etc. Yes.
yeah, exactly.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, the Western, but yet cultural, but yet conservative, but not so. The mix of it. That's what attracted me. The safety, of course, the environment. I just see Dubai like this place where dreams do come true and you actually get rewarded faster than anywhere else.
So when you were in New York, I'm not going to ask your age or anything. How many years ago was that when you were in New York?
I left the US since maybe 8 years now.
So in New York, were you thinking about Dubai?
No.
So I understand COVID and it was open. Is that how you sort of, that's where I'll go? Or did you have any thoughts about Dubai?
I came to Dubai in 2015.
Okay.
Not 2015, 2016. Yeah, I came to Dubai in 2016. It was my friend's wedding.
Okay.
So I just came literally for 2 days, the wedding, and I left. But that 2 days, and I came from New York, but I had school, so I couldn't, but I really wanted to be here for the wedding. But ever since I came here, I said, I want to do my studies here. I want to finish my studies here. I want to live here and all of that. Obviously, the studies part did not work out. But I had deep inside my brain, somehow I will end up in this city. But I wasn't sure. So I went to London, I went to China and all of that, and then I ended up here in Dubai.
And did you come on your own?
No, I came with a group of friends, and we came with the intention of staying here, working here. We did actually open a business, sushi business, and that did not do well. We failed in that, and then I joined real estate.
That's interesting. So you opened a business here, and how did you find that whole process of opening a business?
Actually, it was very good because we had to do everything online. It was a trade license. By that time, we needed a local sponsor. So we had a friend of ours that was our local sponsor, but it was very smooth. Everything was very smooth. We were actually amazed how smooth it was, like opening the trade license, getting the visas, all of that was done in not even 2 weeks.
And when you say it didn't do so well, what were the reasons why?
You know, the thing is that we didn't have a marketing strategy. We didn't have, it was just sitting together and we were like, why don't we do it? We have the funds. We can like all like pitch in and do it together. And we were so excited about it. So we opened and all of, but then we realized that this needed like a strong investment in marketing. It was a cloud kitchen also. So it's a sushi business and cloud kitchen. And then you had other competitive that came and opened in the same place. So it also was emotional for us. We see others selling and we're not. We're improving the menu. We're dealing with chefs. And it wasn't, for me, food business was never my thing. I was like, can I just be a silent partner? I don't like this, you know? But we tried. And then we said, you know, it's always, you know, your first business doesn't always go the best.
Sure.
You have to fail and
then
fail again and maybe.
And then real estate.
Yeah, real estate started as, you know, real estate for me, I think it was meant for me because ever since I was young, I always loved, you know, like I was in New York and between New York and Morocco. So Morocco is more like, we were more in the sides of the villas and New York is more the high rises. So I always liked this. And my family is into development in Morocco. And, but I always loved the sites, you know, like I go with my father and I see the construction sites and stuff. I always liked it. And the off plan, when I really got to know the off plan, is when I was in Mexico. I had friends who were good developers, luxury development company in Mexico, in Guadalajara. And I really, really liked the way they were very into the stylish and design and stuff. If you look up Guadalajara in terms of real estate, you'll find really nice architectural luxury condominiums and apartments and even villas and stuff. So there, when I used to do a Spanish program, so I speak Spanish. And when I was studying the Spanish program, I had a lot of time free. So I used to go to their company and I sit with the sales team. And they show me floor plans. I never knew floor plans and how sales works in terms of that. So they show me floor plans and designs. So I was part of both, actually. Like I like to go when they're like furnishing an apartment, and I like to go when they're actually doing a sales or the houses by the beach. I'll fly out with them to Puerto Vallarta, for example, and see. So I really liked it. But then I never knew it was going to be my field. I was just like, it's fun, you know? And in Dubai, how I got into this is I had a friend from Morocco that was looking for a property here. And at that time, I was in the sushi thing. And I said, okay, like, I'll help him, you know? Like, he doesn't have anyone here. I'll help him. And I was actually helping him. And I dealt with a real estate broker. She was showing us, and I was just basically being the messenger. I'm just sending pictures and showing with not having any interest into it. And when we actually found the apartment that he really liked and stuff, and I was very happy, you know, like I helped him, you know, and he's going to move to Dubai with his wife. So it's like I'm seeing a new family forming in Dubai, you know. So he then was like, you know, Yasmine, like, I'm not going to buy it if you don't take your commission. I was like, no, I'm helping you. Then the broker was like, no, Yasmine, I really want you to have your commission like this. Maybe sometimes you can get me clients like that. We can work together. We can collaborate. And I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, okay. So I got a commission out of it. I was so happy. I went to the mall. I was like, okay, cool. I got a commission.
What was the property? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was in Habtoor Amna Tower. Okay. It was a one-bedroom.
In Habtoor City?
Yes.
Nice.
Habtoor City.
Yeah. Is he still there?
Yeah, they still have the apartment. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Was that purely investment or?
Purely. No, first they because they were moving here, so they stayed in it for a couple months, and then it's purely investment. It's rented out.
And so what's the current situation with you and your real estate career or business, etc.? How would you describe it?
So I learned a lot within this 3 years here. Like, I'm 4 years here in Dubai. So the 3 years in real estate, I learned a lot. I worked for a big company. I worked for a smaller company. I really saw that real estate is all about your connections. And luckily, alhamdulillah, I do have good connections. And maybe God sends me good people to my life. So that's a gift. I realized that why would I be the one who's just like in the middle? I am sharing my half of my commission with a company in return of basically giving them the data or giving them the client or whatever. Because even though, like, when you work for a big company or a small company, even with developers, when you give the number of your client or whatever, like, your data is everywhere. So I said, you know what? I'm doing the hard work. I'm doing the social media. I'm doing everything on my own. Let me open my own company and be a boutique. And at the end, for me, I don't compete. I don't want to be competing. I don't compete with people. I just believe to do the right work. And if I only have 1 or 2 or 5 clients that are loyal to me and that I give them the best that I can, then I'm fine. I'm good with that. I don't need to have 100 clients just to make my commission and then that's it, and then don't care about this one. Or like, you need to have for me, I see it, I need to have the time enough that, because when we get commission, we don't get $1,000 or $2,000. We get a good amount of commission, but that commission needs to be worth that time that you invested, And I will only feel it if I really worked hard for the person. I gave all my best. I give all my insights, all the information that I know, And I gave him time also. I responded on time. I followed back. This, I feel like it takes time and it takes energy. So for me right now, it's a boutique. But I do like to collaborate with professional real estate brokers. I like actually to deal with other like correct professional real estate brokers, because then we learn from each other, we deal with each other, and we help each other also. Sometimes you have the buyer, I have the seller, and we close the deal. So yeah, for me that was the vision, and that's the strategy so far.
So what are you focusing on? What do you focus on as a business? Or
I have both off-plan and secondary, because sometimes my clients come, they want to move in, they want something ready, and once I know the criteria that they need, they're looking for, then I look for it, and as I told you, I contact my trusted agents that I deal with, and I ask them if they have something similar to what I'm looking for, then we close the deal together. And off-plan is for like my investors that I get most of the time from like social media investors. They see from my TikToks or my Instagrams or stuff, and they just want purely investment, and that's off-plan.
Sounds like you're a buyer's agent. Would you call that yourself? Like in America, you come from America. They have buyers agents and sellers agents, don't they?
Yeah.
Or listing agents.
I
think you're rather like myself. I work much more for the client than I do for any sellers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will try and sell. If a client buys a property from me and then he wants to resell it, I'll get involved in the resale. But I don't have any listings as such.
Okay.
But it sounds like
I have a mix of both. One time I represented the buyer and the seller at the same time.
Sure. But by the sounds of it, it's buyers that are contacting you. You're then going out into the market and finding property for them.
I have sellers also that are contacting me with a big profile of maybe 10 units they want to sell, or they want to have a strategy whether they want to put it on rentals or short terms or whatever. I have both.
And are you doing that on your own, or you have a team around you?
Well, I have a team, but they're not under my company. They're my team. They are from other companies, but we work together. We have agreements that we work together. I don't mind sharing with people. What's important for me is I get what my clients want and what he needs.
So what does your sort of typical week in real estate?
My week.
What's your week look like?
No 2 weeks are the same,
No.
one week is very high, one week is completely a mess, and one week is structured. Is like no week is. No, but the best thing I did is I got a driver. This is the best thing I did in my career.
And why is that?
It helped me a lot. It saved me a lot of time. I work from my car. I do my phone calls in the car. Like, it really helped me a lot. Like, I would say it to every agent to at least hire.
It's a good strategy.
Yeah.
I've avoided it for 20 years, but I'm getting very close. Although I've just bought a 3-door car, so there's no chance I can sit in the back, or my clients can sit in the back. But there we go. So, highs and lows of living in Dubai. And I'm sorry to go on about the fact that you're a woman, and it shouldn't be any different. But you must have faced challenges along the way.
Yeah, definitely.
No, and what do those challenges look like
in the industry? In the industry, or living?
Or
in
just
Dubai?
Basically living in Dubai, the industry, etc. What I'm trying to get at, I suppose, if someone's watching this and there's a single lady thinking about coming to live here, whether she be a Muslim, a Christian, or whatever, but they're thinking about coming here. I think it's quite it's a braver choice to come here on your own. I know you came with a couple of friends, but your family aren't here. You're alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you have family, you have friends, I'm sure, to support you, but you came here.
Yeah, alone.
Like a lot of people, they came here on their own.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to address that sort of concern that maybe people might have, or ladies might have, about coming to live here.
Listen, coming to live here, it's a great step. It's also a scary step, because in the beginning you don't know people, you don't know where to go, you don't know what to do. But I would say just make sure that you meet the right people here, because when you have a good entourage and you have a good people that support you, you need to choose your friends and you need to choose the people you're around it. But not everyone is. We have people from all around the world, but that doesn't mean they're all the best people. Like, we've got a lot of things going on. You can meet easily someone who can ruin your reputation in one day. You can meet easily someone who can scam you. You can meet easily. It's very accessible. But the good thing about here is that it's very easy to make good connections. It's easy to meet like investors. It's easy to make friends. It's easy to. People are friendly at the end. I would say, if I am to give an advice, I would say just. Keep your values and your morals and your respect, because at the end we're in an Arab country, so we need more people that actually respect there is a culture and there is other people that we live with that have a conservative culture. Like, when we go to Dubai Mall, for example, I would say people should be more leaning to being more conservative rather than So if you respect all of this, then you're gonna live great in this city. You're gonna do very well. You're gonna achieve what you want. If you plan your life and your goals, then there is no issue. You can. Sky's the limit.
And you feel safe?
Yeah, you do, definitely. Yeah. No, there is no such a. For me, safety right now, I don't even talk about it, because khalas, for me it's.
Yeah, but you're from New York, which, I mean, you missed out on the sort of the bad years in New York. It's been a lot safer.
I've seen guns in front of me.
Have you?
Yeah.
In New York? Really?
Yes. In the metro, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of things in New York. I've seen a suicidal in front of me. Right. Someone suicided in the metro, and I've seen I didn't sleep for a week.
And what about the UK? How did you feel?
I was hit and robbed.
No.
Yes.
What do you mean hit and robbed? But you're mugged.
They came, they hit me, and they took my bags.
Yeah, that's mugging.
Yeah.
We call that mugging.
Yeah, I was mugged. Yeah. Right next to the Dorchester Hotel, by the way.
In Mayfair.
In Mayfair. Yeah. And nobody did anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the police.
It's an interesting dynamic, because what happens is it's all the nice areas where the nasty people go to find.
I feel like they know the Arabs are there.
Is that what you think? It was an Arab thing?
Yeah. They go to the Arabs because they think they see that they have the money. Yeah. So they go for watches, phones, and.
Yeah. I'm from London, so I've lived in London a lot of my life.
I like London, but
shame.
It's a nice place to go. We have you guys have nice restaurants, and it's a nice city as a city, but unfortunately the security is very important.
Mm-mm. You've come into the market in the last 3 years?
Yes.
Probably the best 3 years of real estate in Dubai. Yeah. So you've picked your moment. Lucky you. I'm sure that wasn't, by the sounds of it, it wasn't planned. It was almost accidental, etc. But I know from the last 3 years, there's always highs and lows in any business, and I'm sure you probably experienced that. Can you maybe address some of those? What have been the highs and lows for you?
The highs for me will be definitely closing deals and being recognized in the market and getting trusted investors to actually trust me and work with me. These are my highs. The lows will be the betrayals, the frustration we face in the market, sometimes the unfaithful people that you have to deal with.
You mean clients or
both clients and agents?
Right.
I do, yeah. Sometimes developers also. So you really need to know who to choose to work with in terms of developers and agents, because money is sometimes evil, you know?
Yes.
So, but every time I got knocked down, I feel like I come back stronger and with a better foundation.
You've learned a lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's how we learn, no?
Yeah, exactly. No, I've always said that. If it was just like it is at the moment and everything was amazing, you wouldn't really learn. You'd think that this is life.
Yeah.
But when you get to a stage where, again, something I've always said is that the worst thing is when you lose a deal. It's the emotion is much stronger than when you get one, when you win a deal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, when I lose a deal, I feel bad, of course. Sometimes
Yes.
I cry. You know,
Right.
like I'll cry, like I feel bad because I did my best and I did my best. But when you lose it because your client went to somebody else or did it through behind your back or went straight to developer or something, like the only way I would like make it for me to feel better, I would say it was not meant for me. God
Sure.
will send me the best. The best is yet to come, and then that like gives me more relief.
Sure.
Yeah, but it's life, no? You try to be the best shark you can be, but at the end, whatever is meant for you, you're gonna take it.
Do you see yourself doing this for many years? Real estate in Dubai?
Yeah, I do think I might also do it internationally.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I do love traveling and I do love different cultures and stuff. So I do have an interest of knowing each market, how it performs. So Dubai, of course, will always be my main place. But I'm thinking also like Morocco right now, the real estate isn't like going really high because of the World Cup that's going to be in Morocco. So it's performing very good. Saudi also is performing very well. So we've got some markets around us that we can work with.
You speak how many languages?
5.
Unbelievable.
Only 5.
I'm British. I speak 1. Tell me your 5 languages. Obviously English.
Yeah, English, Arabic, French, Spanish. I learned Chinese, but my Chinese is not perfect.
Right.
Yeah, I did forget a lot, especially in COVID.
So when you're on the metro,
yeah.
probably not on the metro here because you have a driver, but say you're on the underground or something in London or in New York and you hear a Chinese person speaking, can you understand what they're saying?
Not fully, not everything, but
Right.
I can have a small like 你好吗? 我很好. 你叫什么名字? Like I would start like, what's your name?
Yeah.
What do you do? You know?
Yeah, interesting. And when you say you like to travel, where have you been in the last 12 months traveling?
12 months is when I opened my company. I think I've been to only Morocco and Saudi.
Yeah. Are you going to Saudi for business or are you just...
I did both.
Okay.
I went to the Cityscape, the real estate exhibition there because I wanted to learn more what's going on in the market, and spiritual.
And what do you consider is happening over in Saudi? Because some people have mentioned that to me, saying, "Oh, maybe I won't invest in Dubai. I'm looking at Saudi, etc." Where do you think they are in terms of property?
When I went to Riyadh, I saw a lot of construction in Riyadh. They're doing well. I asked my Saudi friends. They're saying, the Saudis are trying to keep their money in Saudi, to invest in Saudi rather than invest just outside. I think before we did have a lot of Saudis investing in Dubai, but not so much now. You don't see them a lot investing in Dubai. They're more like investing in their home country. They have also like they're working on a vision and stuff, but they do need a lot of time in terms of foreign investors, like how foreigners can invest there. The reason why I went there was for me to understand if I was a foreigner, can I buy a property? Can I open a business? What kind of visas do I need to get? And I wasn't able to get all the information because they were like, we still need some time, but the developments are there.
Can foreigners buy property in Saudi?
They can, but they're not with every developer. There is some ways. I still don't have the full information about it, but eventually they're gonna be selling to foreigners.
So your plan is to possibly sell property
And
to
so,
people from overseas in Saudi?
yeah, once the market has like a clear structure
Right.
of how they can get their, let's say, residency, and if it's like here in Dubai, it might take a longer time. Here we're much more advanced, but they're trying to, pick up on that. Well, we'll see. Why not?
So Saudi, Morocco, Dubai. What about Abu Dhabi?
Abu Dhabi is going very well. Abu
Yes.
Dhabi is doing very well. But Ras Al Khaimah, definitely. Still
Really?
like working on Ras Al Khaimah. Yeah.
Are you selling property in Ras Al Khaimah?
Yeah, I actually have a hotel for sale in Ras Al Khaimah.
Really?
You want to close that one?
I don't think so. I always found that these really big things like hotels and everything, there were so many people, you talk about, there's so many people trying to get in on the deal. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's incredibly difficult to
manage.
take a deal like that from start to finish without other people wanting to get involved.
Because
True
the people,
or
yeah,
not?
it's true. But I feel like you don't just sit there and meet someone who has a hotel and he wants to sell it and he only told you that.
Yeah, of course.
There's always like the big one will be telling his friends or will be telling his entourage, and then that's how you get it. But the thing is that, do you trust that person that brought you the information? And most of the time the people that they get me deals like this are like working with government or something like that. So then it's trusted source where like, okay, I need to work on this one, I need to see what I can do on it. But I haven't closed the hotel yet. This is my dream now.
Right. Well, I wish you luck on that.
Yeah, thank
So,
you.
Arab speaking, you're in the UAE. Obviously, the second language here is probably English.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, English and Arabic both.
Yeah. So, do you think it's an advantage to be able to speak Arabic here?
Yes, definitely. For me, it's an advantage. Like my Arabic, the local people, they cannot understand my Arabic, but I can understand their Arabic. And I can speak their Arabic, but they can't understand Moroccan and they can't speak Moroccan. We have a dialect, Moroccan dialect, and this dialect only Moroccans or Algerians or Tunisians can understand. We have different words. It's Arabic, but it's in a shortcut and faster, so they don't understand us.
Interesting.
But we studied, like in school, you would don't study Moroccan, you study Arabic.
Yeah.
Classic Arabic, like normal Arabic, which everyone speaks here. So we get to speak with them, we get to understand them, but they get to speak
And
to us.
are you able to adapt your Arabic to
Yes.
Emirati?
I adapted. I use every kind of word. Sometimes in one sentence you will find the Saudi accent with the Lebanese accent with the Egyptian accent all mixed in one. And some people will be like, "Where are you from?" Because I can't really know where you're from. Like, oh, Morocco.
Brilliant. Well, as someone who's from England has never learnt. Well, I learnt French at school.
Arabic
and
is difficult, you know,
Is
but
it?
it's nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice language.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
I think it's probably a bit late now. for me to
No, you
start.
can still learn.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
Voilà.
Well,
Voilà.
so I'm interested about you as a lady creating a business here in Dubai, in the real estate business. I don't know if you're aware. I mean, I personally, it's amazing. I did some research into my customer base. I would say around 30 to 35, maybe as much as 40% of my clients are ladies, investors.
Okay.
Do you finding the same? Do women prefer to come to you, or is it men and women, or what? You don't.
For
have
me,
yeah.
I actually have both.
Yeah.
Sometimes if there's a couple, the woman will come to me. She will refer her husband to me, and I don't know, like, I will be in contact with the woman more. And sometimes it's just men. And yeah, I don't have this thing like I don't have like men more than women, or every time is different.
Yeah. There's no, you're not fun. You don't have a niche, you would say.
No, I don't really have a niche, but you know what? I get like a lot of like the Muslim community do get in touch with me actually.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's true. Yes.
Yeah, which is alhamdulillah, that's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good advantage you have. I always say, I get people in my team and they say, "Oh, what shall I do?" And I say, "Well, what languages do you speak?" "Oh, I speak Spanish. I speak French." Go and speak to French and Spanish people. You have an advantage in this market. Everybody speaks English, or most people speak Arabic. You have a huge advantage by just dealing with Spanish or French people or whatever, depending on your language. So yeah, you work to your strengths.
I work in French, I work in Spanish, I work in Arabic, whatever makes them comfortable. And I'm like, at the end, you want to speak English or you want to speak your language? That's fine. And sometimes they'll be like, well, English is good, we want to practice. I'm like, okay, Allah.
Brilliant. So Dubai real estate market right now, obviously you've had some 3 good years. Where do you see it going for the next, let's say, the next 3 to 10 years?
You know, like a lot of people are saying so many things about Dubai real estate. You know, Dubai is gonna crash down. Dubai. I don't believe in that. I believe that maybe we will get like, we will have like stability, or like more of, in terms of prices per square feet, in terms of in off-plan properties and all of that, will have like stability. But I don't think we would go into like any crash or any like it's booming, or I don't see that. I see like there is an agenda that the UAE is working, and Dubai especially is working. You know, like not only the UAE, not only Dubai, right? It's also the UAE, the full UAE. They're working together. These brothers are actually picking up on with each other. When Dubai is rising, other cities are rising too. Like Sharjah is rising, Ajman is rising, Fujairah is Al Qiwin is rising, Ras Al Khaimah is rising, Abu Dhabi is rising. So I don't see it. It's going to be like some kind of real estate crash unless something really bad happen in the world. But like what we had COVID and all of that stuff. But
Or the 2008, which you're far too young to remember. Yeah, global crash.
2018.
2008.
Oh, you know where I was? I think I was still in maybe first high school.
Very good. Good to know. So I'll put my penny's worth in there. I mean, one of the big differences, because a lot of people say, oh, you know, you've already had a crash in 2008, etc. When there was a global crash, it wasn't just Dubai. And I think the whole landscape in Dubai these days is, I mean, a lot of people were buying property in 2007, 2008, and they were buying off brochures, and they were getting 100% mortgages on that property. They were leveraging to hell.
Yeah, but that was bad.
Exactly. So, of course, if anything bad happened, as it did with the global crash, which was no fault of Dubai, a lot of people lost their shirt.
Yeah, but that cannot happen
It's
now.
not happening now because of the controls the government's put in. There's
Yeah,
enormous control. This is one of the most difficult places in the world for a developer to have a business, I would say.
yeah,
The
it's
fact
very
is
competitive.
No, not just that, but all the things they've got to do to be able to even start construction, show how they've got the money, they've done all the right things, their plans have been completely approved. It's no longer sort of on the back of a tablecloth and this is what I'm going to do.
True.
They have to do a lot of stuff to be able to even start selling, let alone building.
I feel like the international investors need to know that the UAE has a plan. They're not just coming, I bought a plot, I'm gonna construct a tower and I want this. There is restrictions, there are rules to follow, there is demand, and based on that demand they're creating an offer. So they're saying, by 2026 2025, 2026, we're expecting about like 210,000 units from off-plan. And that is going to basically reduce the market by 15%. In terms of rentals, I think maybe it could do that.
It's already happening with rentals.
Yeah.
You're seeing rentals prices plateauing now. They're not going down, but they're plateauing. They're, as you said, they're leveling off, as they should do, because it's getting very expensive
Yeah.
for people. We used to talk about back in the UK, you would spend at least 30% of your salary,
Yeah.
your net salary, on living, so on your house and mortgage or on renting.
Yeah.
And here it's been a lot less than that, but now it was creeping up, and for some people it is 30% of their salary going on property. And that's it's what's the point of coming to Dubai if you're not going to make a good living? There's lots of reasons to come to Dubai, but if you're coming here to make money, to save money, etc., you don't want to be spending all your money on rent.
Yeah.
Preferably you buy a property, but if you're only here for the first couple of years, while you're building up your income and building up a business or whatever, you do need to rent. And if rents are so high that it's going to put people off coming here.
Yeah, but and not only put people off coming here, but it's also going to destroy families, because I've seen a lot of people actually sending their families, their wives and kids to their
Of course,
country because it's cheaper rent and it's cheaper schools and cheaper things, and just coming them like renting a studio or something so they can like afford sending money back home. But you don't want to do that, like you don't want to have families divided. The main thing is to have people together. So I do think it's a good thing. The rent stays a little bit, people can afford people. And plus the city is growing, the people are still coming. There's more construction and more construction. So I think it's a great place to be at. And I don't think it will be any negative impact into it, but it will actually give more force and more stability to the market.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
So any specific areas in Dubai that you're really excited about at the moment?
I like Dubai South.
Really?
Yeah, I do see there's a lot of things going on. Dubai South, Dubai Land also. Maritime City is good also. Yeah. I do think there is good locations. Arjan also is growing a lot. I see it's like JVC right now. For like 1 bedrooms and studios and 1 bedrooms, it's performing. It's doing well. What else?
So if I gave you $1 million to invest right now, where would you go and spend it, do you think?
I would put it in Arjan.
Right.
Yeah. Arjan, Motor City. These are good places. Sports City. These are places that are growing also around, especially when the metro is going to pass by. Once the metro is there, then you'll have a room to have a capital appreciation on your investment.
And what about if you had 5 million? Purely for investment. I'm just an investor. I'm not an end user. I just want to get good capital growth, some yield, etc. Where would you put your 5 million dirhams today? Maybe you'd buy more than one, or would you buy just one unit? Maybe.
Well, I would be investing in Jebel Ali, to be honest. There are still plots there for 2.53 million. I would buy a plot and keep it.
Right. Yeah. And wait.
That's
it's not a bad strategy. There are some people who believe that if you buy out of town and just sit there and wait, it's a good thing to do, as long as you've got the time.
Yeah.
Probably I don't have as much time as you.
No, you do.
And if we, dare I say it, if I gave you 10 million, not that I'm going to give you 10 million, but if you had 10 million to invest here in Dubai, or a client came to you and said, look, I've got 10 million, I really want a really good investment, where would you take them, do you think?
I like Nada Shiba area. There's a nice mall there, by the way.
I went a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
Got completely lost in the car park, but yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Al Jaddaf area is growing also there for business and all of that. Good for investment, I would say. But I would also go towards Al Maktoum Airport, towards the south.
What do you know there?
What the vision that they have there is actually very incredible, because the World Trade Center will be moved there. The Emirates, the airlines will be moved towards there. The airport is a huge airport, so there will be doubling the capacity of having the tourists and all of that. So having a property around that area and where the metro line passes by, it will be definitely great for people who are coming here for business, for like Gulf Foods and Jitex and all of that, because this is where it's going to shift. Sheikh Zayed right now, like where we have the trade center, is great and all of that, but there's a lot of traffic when you go there, when we have events. So they're going to shift that there, and it's much bigger. So even the exhibition will host double the amount that it's actually hosting in World Trade Center.
You sold property in Expo?
Expo, yes. Expo City.
Yes. You like it there?
Yeah, it's a there are like a lot of villas and townhouses. There is a villa that's called Yasmine.
Yes.
Yeah. That was one of the target ones, so we achieved that. I was like, I'm selling you my villa.
Yeah, very good. So we're coming to the end of our conversation, and I just wanted to ask you one final question, which is your sort of personal vision for the future of Dubai, and both as a city here and also as a real estate agent. Where do you see the future of Dubai?
I see there's going to be a lot of innovation, and I do think it's going to go smarter and more transparent. We're actually witnessing that even in real estate, we're seeing the data very accessible, so it's very transparent, which is great for investors and us as brokers. There is a great shaping to Dubai. I do see it's going to have a very, very positive and amazing future, which I want to be part of it.
Brilliant. So I know that when I walk out of here, I'm going to think of a load of questions I should have asked you.
Okay.
I don't know what they are because I haven't walked out of here yet.
Okay.
But is there anything that you would like to maybe talk about that I haven't asked you right now? Putting you on the spot here.
Maybe next time we can do something where you can tell me about your real estate deals that you've closed, like the craziest one, the most fun ones.
I'm never going to do that.
Why not?
That's
it's
what
fun.
the team that helped me do all my marketing. They're always asking me, tell me about the worst deal. Tell me about that. I just don't.
You should. You're not going to say the names, but you should, because that's what's going to connect you with people online, because people want to hear like real stories. For example, me, I had just a deal now, like recently, like last week. From TikTok, I got a client. I don't know him. I know nothing about. He contacted me, called me. I have very, very bad situation. I only been to Dubai one time in my life. He met a broker. This broker sold him a unit with the dreams that he's gonna come and bring his family and this, and sold it to him in a place where it's not yet developed. And he was working. He lost his job because he got injured. His mother got sick. He needs to treat his mother, so he can't financially pay that. For 1 year, I've listed it. I've tried. The developer has a stock, massive stock from it. It was very difficult to sell it. He calls me all the time. I am in problems. He sends me a video of his family. His mother is basically you can see her ill. And I'm like, what can I do? Like, I want to help him, but how can I help him? But I tried my best. But imagine, he sent me a notice that the developer will take the unit on the 14th of this last month, March. What are we? We're into March. May. Sorry, 14th of May. I am lost. 14th of May. He sent me. There's a notice. Developer will take the unit if he doesn't make a payment. And I don't know. Maybe there was an angel somewhere that somehow I was able to sell his property on the 14th.
Wow.
We closed. We
Did
paid.
he lose money?
He lost. Yes, we sold it under like a below market price, but at least I was able to save like around like $25,000. We did a power of attorney to me. He doesn't know me. He did full power of attorney to me. I collected full his funds under me. He doesn't know me. I could have been someone who just blocks him, like I wouldn't do that. But
sure,
people they build trust with you through social media. That's why I'm telling you, when you tell people's life stories or whatever, you don't need to tell exactly who, but they relate to it. So and actually, I was very happy to help him. I felt bad because he lost money. I wish I could have done better, but the choice from the beginning was wrong. That property was wrong. Everything was wrong from the beginning, you know. But thank God we managed. So if you say couple of stories like this, another one I have lost money, another one this like life things that happen to people, I think it will do very well in your platform. Wallah.
I'll do my best. Yasmine, it's been amazing. Thank you so much. I've learnt a little bit more about you. I'm sure we're going to talk again. Probably have another podcast in maybe next year or later on this year, and we'll learn even more because I know there's lots of questions I have that I probably haven't asked you today. But thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have many deals to come this year. It's an amazing year for you.
Inshallah,
I'm sure you deserve it.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to seeing you and having more talks, inshallah.
And get back on social media.
Yeah, I will, definitely. I'm working on it. Well,
good.
Yeah.
Huge thanks to Yasmine for joining me today and sharing her experience and her perspective. If you found this valuable, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. If you want to speak with us directly, feel free to reach out to me on www.stephenleckie.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.